Please open the scripture. Page 11. The tile of Jinwen. Zen, Emperor of Scriptures. This section is about praising the Buddha and making vows. King in the place of the Buddha. Bow as per the usual practice. Join hands in respect towards the Buddha. Having sincerely praised the Buddha, make vast vows. Send off. Downwards. With a slip of the hand, offer the send-off. This send-off. Each line has 7 characters, very similar to the themes of Chinese poetry. Buddhist. Themes. Approximately. There are 12 types. In Buddhism, the 12 teachings divisions. From a formal perspective, they are nothing more than 3 styles. 1 is prose. We now refer to it as the prose style. In the classics, most are written in this way. The second type is verse. The third type is mantra, often in a scripture. All styles present. So, why did the Buddha use this method to teach? We should understand. Prose is convenient for elaboration. Whether discussing rituals or principles, it can be said to be sharp and straightforward. Occasionally, mixing in some poetic themes, it serves a purpose. What's first purpose? The Buddha spoke a lot previously. If the teachings of the Buddha, we cannot remember them. Think about it, everyone. How can you practice it then? The most important aspect of the Buddha's teachings is to follow and practice them. If you can't remember, you won't be able to do it. Unless there are a few people with very good memory who can remember the principles and methods taught by the Buddha. Most people don't have this ability. Even among those without this ability, there are some clever people who grasp the key points in a few sentences. For example, when we explain here in these 2 hours, if you can understand 2 or 3 sentences and you feel these sentences are very beneficial to you, make sure to remember them well. Can you gain benefits from it? Can you get advantages from it? Even if you can remember 1 or 2 sentences from each class, if you come to listen to the lectures every day and remember 1 or 2 sentences each day, in a year, you could write a book. This is true, not false. In my early years, at the time, at the Fengshan radio station in Taiwan, Master Zhu Yan invited me to give explanations. It was a long-term commitment. I had a place in Taipei, so of course I couldn't abandon the Taipei responsibilities. So every month, I would go to Fengshan to give 5 lectures. I would go to give lectures for 5 days each month. At that time, there was an elder layperson named Cheng Huangqi Hua. This person was very dedicated. He was over 60 years old. Every time, he would come to listen to my explanations, and after listening, he would always write 2 or 3 sentences, not much. At the very least, he would write 1 sentence, and at most, he never wrote more than 5 sentences. After I finished speaking, he would bring it to me to have a look. He wanted me to make some corrections. It was very simple, just some aphorisms. After accumulating for 3 years like this, he published a book. And this book sold very well. I heard it was printed in hundreds of thousands of copies, even circulated in mainland China. It's quite difficult. He said that the most meaningful thing he did in his life was this. So you can all try this method. Every time you go to Tianjin, bring a small notebook and jot down a sentence or 2. Of course, I don't expect you to show me, as I wouldn't be able to handle so many people showing me. But it's very beneficial for yourself. It's advantageous. So this is one method. It is said that the world-honored one understands us very well. He knows that our abilities are not sharp. So after he finished speaking, he would use calculations to explain it again. What about this sum? It's called Chung Sum. This is the most common in the scriptures. Most of them are repeated recitations, which means repeating what was said earlier using verses. These verses are concise and rhymed, making them easy to memorize. In the future, you will particularly notice the verses in the Avatamsaka Sutra. These verses are meant for you to remember. If you can't memorize the long passages, you won't remember them. Being able to remember them in our daily lives, we can then contribute. When thoughts arise in speech and actions, we will immediately think of whether our thoughts and actions align with the Buddha's teachings. If they align, that's great. Encourage yourself. You should work harder and be more diligent. If they don't align, you must immediately realize this is your own issue, your own mistake. Follow the Buddha's teachings to correct it. This is the first meaning of memorizing and reciting. The second meaning, when the Buddha gives a sermon, it's not the same as attending a class at school. In school, students are fixed and must attend at a set time. So this course can be borrowed. Dharma assembly where Buddha gives a sermon same as now. There are no constraints, no restrictions on the audience. Therefore, some arrive earlier and some arrive later. We've been giving lectures here for so many years, and yet there are still a few students who are attending for the first time today. When the world-honored one was teaching back in the day, this situation was quite common, so he was very compassionate. So what should be done for those newcomers who missed the earlier parts? Therefore, the Buddha would use the main themes to explain it again. It's like summarizing the important points mentioned earlier in a concise manner. So for they won't feel bored. And for those who came later, they can catch up on what they missed. These teachings are, so this, summarizing here is quite necessary. This is the world-honored one's skillful and convenient way of teaching. Then another special subject is mantras. The secret mantra. It's not Indian, not Sanskrit. It's not. Even Indians can't understand it. It's not their grandfather's language. The ancient sages told me, this mantra is for the spirits of the 6 realms. These are not human performers. When the Buddha gives a sermon, or even when a Dharma master gives a sermon, there are spirits and deities present at the venue listening, which we cannot see with our naked eyes. The Buddhas and Bodhisattvas can see them very clearly. Of course, these spirits and deities also have supernatural powers. When the Buddha gives a sermon, he can understand it. This is often mentioned, that the Buddha speaks the Dharma with one sound, and sentient beings understand according to their kind. How could there be a reason for not understanding? After the Buddha finishes speaking, he uses their language to highlight a few important points. This is human nature. It's particularly clear, using the language of spirits and deities to speak to them. So, that's the meaning of the secret mantra. So the audience is very diverse, and the number is also large. The world-honored one, any expression, is a kind of breath. It's not necessarily a grand event to have this situation. When the Buddha speaks on smaller sutras, many heavenly beings, dragons, and spirits also come to listen. So, in the sutras, there are often these 3 types of themes. So here, in this section, this is a rapid calculation called solitary appeal. Estimate. The previous voyage did not experience this. So this is in the hands of the Bodhisattva Dharmakara. It is his own insights presented to his teacher. A report. His report uses the theme of praise. So the scripture also begins, the king speaks as the Buddha. This is Dharmakara to his teacher, the residents for preaching the Dharma. So this Buddha is the world's sovereign king Tathagata. He is the teacher of Dharmakara. Upon seeing the teacher, he performs the customary obeisance. Joining palms in front of the Buddha, this is a ritual courtesy. Confucianism often talks about this. Without propriety, a person is troubled by thoughts. Therefore, propriety is very important. If a person doesn't understand propriety, in ancient society, they had no place to stand. In other words, people wouldn't respect you, and you wouldn't have a status in society. The Confucian teaching of etiquette is the practice of Confucianism. So, what about in Buddhism? It's called minor precepts. Precepts are the return to doubt. If a Buddhist disciple abandons the minor precepts, they abandon their Buddha nature. Today, as students of Buddhism, we practice the actions of Buddhism. In other words, a life as Buddhists. The focus of learning Buddhism, the lifestyle and behavior of the Buddha, recorded. It's called the precepts. Precepts are foundation. They are extremely, extremely important. You definitely can't say, oh, even though in today's society, people don't talk about propriety. But if you treat others with etiquette, everyone will be pleased, and no one will dislike it. Contrary, if you don't understand manners, then in our setting, everyone will find it unusual. It might seem unpleasant. In other words, people will gradually distance themselves from you. Therefore, etiquette is very important. Spirit of etiquette is to express your sincerity and respect. This is very crucial. If there is no sincerity in your heart, then any outward ceremony is just hypocrisy, flattery, and sycophancy. Are also easily noticed by others. So, when we show respect and courtesy to others, it must come from genuine sincerity within. It's amazing. However, in terms of formality, it differs past and now. Consider the era of emperors in ancient times. When they saw the emperor, gay. In the recent past, it was the 3 kneelings and 9 kowtows. This is ancient etiquette. And what about within Buddhism? It's the 3 prostrations. Circling 3 times to the right, often in scriptures. But after coming to China, the circling was omitted. It was removed, just simplified. Now, it's just the 3 prostrations. This is the recent practice in Buddhism. It's about bowing 3 times and kowtowing 9 times before seeing the emperor. It's much simpler. In younger met elders on significant days for the elderly. During New Year greetings, it was 3 kneelings and 9 kowtows. When an elder had a birthday, you would also perform 3 kneelings and 9 kowtows to wish them well. It was a show of respect. So what about now? This ritual has already, it's no longer done, the kneeling and bowing. The head of state, the leader of the country. This is the most respectful gesture we perform when we see him. Now, the 3 bows ceremony. These 3 bows are the most respectful salute. So, in ceremonies, although ancient and modern differ, the emotion of the heart remains the same. We need to grasp the principle. So today we want to spread Buddhism to the whole world. Our ceremonial practices need to be modernized. So, there are many young people who are afraid to learn Buddhism. You ask them why. They need to bow to learn Buddhism? I can't do that. You see, just because of these small ceremonial practices, many people are deterred from entering. Everyone should know this is absolutely not the intention of the Buddha. The Buddha was an open-minded person. The Buddha was not stubborn at all. You see, the Buddha had no discrimination, no attachment. How could he be stubborn? So we understand that Buddhism must move towards modernization. It must become localized. Only then will it be loved and welcomed by modern local people. So today we advocate that in the temple, when seeing Buddha saint, performing 3 bows of respect is enough. It's really good. Or, respectfully, performing the 3 bows is the same. So when Dharma assembly, at this time, we perform 3 prostrations to the Buddha. This is a special and solemn ceremony. Usually in the temple, when you say, performing the 3 bows is very good, it's enough. Promoting this way, many young people are willing to accept it. The Buddha's precepts guide the masses. Everyone knows about the 4 embracing virtues. The 4 embracing virtues are generosity, kind speech, beneficial conduct, and empathy. The Buddha is very open. The Buddha never forces anyone and never causes any trouble for people. He always makes people happy. We need to understand this principle. So we must promote it. This ritual of the heart. Only then can Buddhism be spread throughout the world. Those who regularly pay homage all know the meaning. Facing the Buddha with palms together. The palms together represent a unified mind. The palms need to be closed together. What does this represent? Normally, 10 fingers represent distraction. Distraction is disrespectful. Today, listening to the Buddha's teachings, seeking guidance from the Buddha. Focus wholeheartedly. Gather the scattered mind and expand it to represent a unified mind. This is what it signifies. So this chapter needs to be understood more deeply. It symbolizes the Dharma. Next, we have the ancient battle axe. This is Indianized, translated into Chinese. It's there, praise below. It's not what was mentioned before. It wasn't said earlier. It's independent. The term Jiyu Qisong is often seen in Buddhist scriptures, but it's not as commonly repeated. Guo Qisong, he plays a role, sometimes, to supplement what was mentioned earlier, is insufficient. The meaning mentioned earlier hasn't been fully expressed, so Jiyu Qisong is used as a supplement. or there are omissions in what was said earlier, and they are very important. Use this to make up for it. But alone, praising the Buddha and Bodhisattvas was most commonly used in past scripture recitations. It's praise to express great aspirations. These lines talk about the content of the praise. Oh, this is very, very special. This is the staff of the law, speaking in front of the teacher. It's like the teacher reporting one's own wishes. The wish that one has set for oneself. We Chinese talk about determination. This point for our entire life. Is there any achievement? This is also the key. Aspiration is a person throughout their life. Their wish in this life. They want to fulfill their wish. So their life, their efforts, their struggles, they have direction and goals. It can be achieved if a person has no aspirations. You ask them what they want to do in the future, they don't know. Think about it. What achievements could they have? Possible to have achievement. Obviously, aspirations are the key to a person's success or failure. In Buddhism, it's called Dharma stock. It's exactly the same as the Confucian concept of setting aspirations. What is our wish? When we study Buddhism, the most supreme wish is to become a Buddha. This is supreme and rarest. Let's think about ourselves. When we enter this Buddha hall, is it to make a vow to become a Buddha? Fellow practitioners, come to this place to listen to the teachings. Why do you want to listen? Is it because you're bored and have nothing to do? Come here to pass the time. There are indeed people with this mindset. This little kin is certainly the most noble symbol in today's civilized society.